talk about getting your magic just with one person. Rather than doing that, what I would really challenge you to do is step out of your comfort zone like I am right now. You know, I'm super comfortable teaching and training. I'm super comfortable behind a computer screen. I'm comfortable on the crutch of having a computer in front of me. Something that I can reference. Something that if I get a little uncomfortable, I can share my screen really quickly. Well, I don't have any of that today. It's just me and you. And spreading our message just a little further from one to one to one to many. So I work with clients and my clients are authors and podcast hosts, and they have a big goal in their life. They want to make a huge impact. Yes, but they can't seem to figure out the exact way to do it. You know, they'll get an opportunity. They'll go on Good Morning America, or they'll go on the Today Show, or they'll be a star on Ellen, or they'll go on a podcast, and they'll get this big boost. And they'll say, man, everything's amazing, Gary. It just worked. And then it just fizzles right back out. Or they come up with this new amazing offer. Bought the But what you shouldn't always have to do is lean on that existing audience and keep selling them something new. What you should be doing every single day is growing your audience, talking one to many, getting out of one-to-one conversation, sharing your magic and your brilliance with the world, whether it be through video, through a book, through a podcast, through a live, through being a community, whatever it is. Try to think every single day, how can I have a one-to-many conversation? How can I have a conversation that can be memorialized, that can live for longer than just that moment in time? How can I have a conversation that I can ultimately leverage and I can ultimately make a bigger impact than just that moment? How can I have a conversation once and save myself the time of having it 3,000 times going forward by pointing everyone to a piece of content that I've created that has that exact same conversation with them? Now we can dig deeper. We can have a more intellectual conversation rather than going over the basics again. So today the challenge is go through what you're doing every single day. Think of the things that you keep repeating, the stories you keep repeating, the conversations you keep repeating, even if it's just to two people. Even if you tell one of your friends, I caught myself doing this yesterday. I was on LinkedIn the other day. I'll tell you a quick story. I was on LinkedIn the other day and one of my friends, he shared a search engine consultant. That's what he took, a class to become an SEO consultant. So he became one. He got a gig. His gig was with Spotify in the United States. He worked with Spotify in the US, and 9 months after COVID struck, 9 months after he started this process and this journey, he was offered the full-time role to lead Spotify United States SEO. It's a big gig, right? So laid off, bought a course, worked hard, got a freelance job, got a full-time role, which was his ultimate goal. So what I did is I tagged the CEO of Mylance on LinkedIn. Reached out to the CEO of Mylance on LinkedIn. And I said, hey, I just saw successful goal is like for Mylance, it's growing a successful freelance career. But for this guy that bought this course, he really wanted the safety net of getting back into a career and having a job. So don't set goals for your students. Let them set their own goals. You're there to help them. And I told him about telling stories, and I told him about putting this person on video and really hitting home on the emotional side of that. Well, what I did is I also said, and if you need some help, I'm willing to help you. It's a sales conversation, right? Well, he reached out and we have a call booked tomorrow, I think. Well, I caught myself yesterday. I went into WhatsApp and I went into Voxer and I told the exact same story twice. I told the story to my friend Eric and I told the story to my friend George. And I repeated myself. So what should have taken me a few minutes, what I've told you guys this story, it took me a couple minutes, right? Story today, and there's probably 5 people watching, maybe there's 10. Over the time, there'll be 30, 40, 50, maybe even 100,000 people that get to hear the story. So when you're telling your stories, when you're doing your work, when you're repeating yourself over and over again, write those down, send in front of a camera, write a blog post, build a system operating, build an SOP, build something so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. Stop having one-to-one conversations. Start having one-to-many conversations. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Leave me a comment below and let me know what kind of one-to-many conversations you're going to have, or let me know what kind of one-to-one conversations you intend on stopping. So just leave a